Good morning, friends. Today is the 17th of December 2022. Well, I am doing this video today to give a guideline for those people who want to move to US and they want to find out what is the cost of living in US, and we will compare it with what is the cost of living in Pakistan these days. So this can help you in making a decision whether you should move to US, what challenges you will face over there, and is it really worth it, right? So guys, let me start with giving you a brief outline of approximate expenses which you will do in the US. Uh, we'll start with the first major expense, that is the rental expense. Now, this is my personal experience. I have lived in the US for a couple of months. I tried to settle down there, but then I found out that it was pretty tough out there, especially at this age. And the other drawback was that I would be spending more money than I could earn over there. So I tried my best, but initially now I've come to the conclusion that for now it isn't feasible, right? So the first major expense is rental. Now I'm talking about this about December 2021 or maybe January 2022. I'm sharing my personal experiences. Now, what was the rental expenses? It was at that time around $1,200 in Houston, Sugarland, and a reasonable condominium with one bedroom. I'm not sure what the rentals are right now, but probably they must have increased by at least $100. So I was paying around 1,200, right? Then what about the utilities like water, gas, garbage? Approximately $300. Groceries, $150 per week, so it comes out to $600. Car gas, at that time it was approximately $100 per month, but now because the gas prices have increased, maybe it's slightly more. Car insurance is $150. Health insurance for a couple is around $200, and that if you can manage to take a very good package. Then dining and entertainment, approximately $200 per month. Then personal shopping, clothes and other things, around $200. This works out to $29.50, right? And plus there are other annual expenses also which you have to take care of, like maintenance of some appliances, maintenance of your car, right? And property, maybe property insurance which you have to pay even as a tenant. So approximately $250 per month, right? So the total works out to 3,200 US dollars, right? This is for a one bedroom apartment for a couple. I'm not counting expenses of children whatsoever, right? And now, what are the incomes? At that time, I used to work at a gas station, and I used to make about $10 per hour. And assuming that I worked for 10 hours a day, it would be $100 per day, and 25 days a week means $2,500, right? This is the initial income which can increase with time, with experience. You can go up to $12, maybe even $14. But in Houston, Texas, in Sugarland and surrounding areas, gas station jobs were not paying more than $10 at that time, right? So you will be earning around $2,500 per month, putting in all your energy, working 10 hours a day, sacrificing a lot of things, traveling at a distance, maybe 45 minutes, 1 hour to the gas station. So that also takes time. So I mean, you are again, after 10 hours of work, you're spending 2 hours, probably 2 hours traveling. So that takes about 12 hours of your day, and then you have to attend to other things. You have to help your wife, You have to, help her with the groceries on the weekend, so it's really tough. Acha, now after earning $2,500, you have to deduct your tax, you have to pay for your tax consultant, etc. So that is another less. So in short, I came to the conclusion that initially you would be losing $1,000 per month. This is with one earning person, right? If your wife is ready to work as a babysitter or looking after some senior citizen or cooking or something, then it adds up to your income. And probably if she is managing to earn something like $1,500 or $2,000, then the deficit of 1,000 can be covered, and then you would end up saving about $500 or $1,000 per month. But that is even if your wife is supporting you and working almost full time. So well, my experience was pretty bad. And now I will tell you also what other costs you will have to incur. You will get an apartment on rent, but you'll have to furnish it, right? You'll have to buy some furnitures, maybe some appliances. Even if you get very good, cheap second-hand furniture, you would end up paying about $500 to $1,000 just to furnish your apartment. You will have to buy a car. You cannot survive without a car. So initially you might have to buy a second-hand car, which can cost you from $4,000 to $10,000 and $15,000, whatever, according to the car, the condition, the mileage. If you buy a car old model, then it might require maintenance, and you would really end up in trouble. So I mean, probably I would think that a car costing you about $8 to $10 would be a good car to start with, and that too, which must have run about 60,000-70,000 miles, right? So that initial investment you will have to make is about $10,000 to $12,000, right? You have to pay for the advance rent and deposit and whatnot. So $15,000. So you are taking a risk of $15,000, and if you do not manage to settle down, then maybe you might lose quite a big chunk out of it. So you have to really plan it out. So my conclusion for now is that the cost of living is quite high. It must have increased even now, and incomes haven't risen. Jobs, I mean, it's not very easy also to find a good job. So you should be prepared in the beginning to invest some money, and also maybe to take some deficit for maybe 6 months or 1 year, till you start getting a better salary, and maybe you would be able to break even. Now let me give you an idea about my expenses in Pakistan right now. I live in a self-owned apartment, so I don't have to pay any rent, but I have to pay building maintenance. That is approximately 11,000 rupees per month. It covers a lot of things. It covers water, standby generator, and security and everything, CCTV cameras, etc. It's a good, well-maintained apartment. 11,000 rupees for the maintenance. The utility bills varying from about 25,000 to 30,000 rupees, depending upon the summer and winter months electricity bills. So 30,000 rupees are utilities, 25 to 30,000. Credit card, my credit card spendings, I usually spend by credit card most of my expenses, like groceries, like when I go to a good restaurant, when I fill petrol in my car, when I buy my monthly medicines. It approximately works out to 40,000 rupees. Then there are some cash expenses also to take care of, like you pay the maid, you have to buy drinking water, you have to buy your daily things, like small groceries like bread, milk, or fruits, vegetables, eggs, all these kind of things. So that also adds up to quite a bit, around 45,000 rupees per month. Shopping again, for husband and wife, two people in a family, approximately 20,000 bucks per month. And then you have to take care of some of your annual expenses, which would include maintenance of appliances, your health insurance, your life insurance, paying your tax consultant, paying your taxes, paying property tax, paying car, motor vehicle tax. So this adds up to quite a bit, but if I divide it by 12 and give you a monthly figure, it should be around 20,000 bucks uh, per month for your annual expenses. So the total out here works out to around 1,65,000 rupees. So this also expenses does not cover any travel, leisure, or some major shopping or buying some appliances or anything. This is just covering your basic necessities. Okay, so I hope that you got a good idea, especially about the US, because this was my personal experience. I tried to work there, I tried to settle down, and very frankly, I'll tell you one thing. If you have somebody who can support you for initial 6 months, especially with your living expenses, you would save about $1,200 on rent and $300 on the utilities, right? That is 1,500. If somebody can support you, and definitely they have to be very close to you. Maybe in case of children, they are parents, or in case of parents, they are your children, or your brother, sister, or very close family members who wouldn't mind that you would stay with them. You can contribute for your some of your expenses, or you can contribute for your groceries or utilities, but the major expenses you would save is rental, and that is about $1,200. In that circumstances, you would be able to break even. So this initial support is very, very, very important. If you get it, you can really face the challenges, and you can settle down over there. 6 months of support is good enough. By that time, you would understand all the system. You would be able to drive independently. You would be able to do your groceries independently, and your salary also will increase with time. You will gain a lot of experience, and after 6 months, probably you wouldn't require living with somebody. There are other cheaper options, but that is if you are ready to compromise on your privacy. You could share an apartment with somebody, but that's for a couple, it's really very, very difficult. Or you probably, if you get a room somewhere as a paying guest, but they also don't come cheap. I mean, if a rental apartment is going to cost you $1,200, that would probably cost you 800 or even more. They charge you per person. They don't charge you that a couple is living and they are going to occupy one room. So $500 is for the couple. No, they will charge you $500 probably for a person. So you end up paying about $800 to $1,000. So you would be saving a few hundred dollars. I will also like to share with you my experiences with my relatives over there. I probably didn't have a very good experience, because none of them offered me that you could stay with them for initial 3 months, 4 months, till I would settle down with a car, with a job, and know exactly what I want to do over there, whether I like the job I am doing, whether I will be able to take out my expenses and all that. So I did not get that initial support where I could just say, okay, well, I've got 6 months, I don't have to pay the rentals, I will contribute for the grocery and utilities, but I will save $1,200, and because of that saving $1,200, I will be able to break even. That is a very important factor, because if you are going to run into deficits from the first month, you will always be under stress. You need that initial support of 6 months. If you can get that, it's excellent. If you can't, then you really have to struggle. Well, friends, I hope that you like my video. I gave you a very, very honest breakup. I gave you this summary with my own personal experience, first hand. So, if you like my video, please subscribe and please press the bell icon, and please also recommend this video to your friends if it's going to be helpful for them. Thank you very much. Please stay in touch.